Girly Bear here. Today I am with you for another haul, and I know I recently just did a haul because we just had Christmas and Yuletide, but yes, my birthday is in January, so I've got another one. So yeah, it's like there's a lot of decks and things, a lot of books over the last couple of months, but that's yeah, because Christmas and birthday are really close together for me, and then the rest of the year is a lot more, you know, there's less books, there's less decks, there's less things coming in, but yeah, it seems like a lot. It is a little overwhelming, I have to admit, because I've been very spoiled over Christmas and my birthday. I'm very lucky. Actually, the first things that I'm going to show you are Christmas presents, one of which my mum forgot to hand over to me on Christmas Eve. My aunt had dropped that off to her earlier in December. My mum had put it somewhere safe and then forgotten about it. And so I was a bit gutted I didn't get to open it on Christmas Day. But it is the Gulliver Tarot. I wanted this for several years. I can't remember where I first saw it, but I remember when it first came out and I was very excited about it. And then just never got around to picking it up. And then very recently, my dear friend Simon at the Hermit's Cave had actually done a walkthrough. He hadn't seen the deck before. I think he saw it over on Giselle Madwitch's channel recently, and he had never seen it before. And I'm like, dude, where have you been? This deck's been on my wish list for a while. I know Tom Benjamin has this deck as well, but it's a must say. It's a French deck, so the book is all in French. I have tried to have a little look at a couple of the entries, but yeah, I can kind of pass some of the information out without having to put it into Google Translate, but I may have to actually, you know, try and translate passages from the book. But yeah, so it's this really cool orange and black colorway, slightly strange size and shape of card because they're a little wider than regular tarot decks, but also a little quite squat, so they're very, yeah, a little different to a usual Marseille especially. But each image is inside this sort of egg-shaped window, and some of the characters you'll see here, some of the characters sort of almost pop out of the frame. But I've just always been really drawn to it. It's a bit more multicultural, which I enjoy. I really like the colours, and it appears to be maybe watercolour paint or ink work. So yeah, I'm excited to have this one in my collection. There's a couple of other French decks I've had my eye on for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, which I'm hoping to pick up this year. Come on, camera. Just because, you know, I love me some Marseille and pip decks. So yeah, I think this will pair really nicely with the Raven's Prophecy because the black and orange. I'm going to edge this in orange, much like Simon did, and yeah, excited to get stuck in with that. I also think it would be fun to pair it with the Mildred Payne's Oracle of Black Enchantment Samhain edition, which is orange and black. Fun playing with that this Halloween. So that was a Christmas present from my aunt that I received last weekend. My mum dropped my presents off last Saturday. And the other thing, a Christmas presents that I bought with a book token that my dad and my stepmom got for me. I love getting book vouchers, and I picked up one of each of my 3 favourite genres. So I picked up some more Terry Pratchett. I have read a woeful, pitiful amount of Pratchett. I've read the most that I've read are the Night Watch books. Those are the ones my friend got me started on those. But yeah, Pratchett wasn't really on my radar as a kid, and I don't know why. I don't know how long he was writing books for. I can't remember if he started having success in the 80s or 90s, but he wasn't someone that was on my radar as a teenager, at least. For someone, I have no idea. And the same with Ursula K. Le Guin. So I picked up fantasy, sci-fi with Ursula K. Le Guin. This will be my first Le Guin. Again, wasn't really on my radar when I was younger. I don't know. I don't know why. Unless I found it in the school library or my local library when we used to go with school, or unless our teachers taught us about it. It wasn't something that I got to see because I love to read, but my access to books for the most part was via my school library. And when our school would go to trips to a larger local library, it wasn't something that a place that I would go to on my own, you know, as a kid, because it was quite my local library was quite a bit of a ways away. And yeah, when you grow up in a household that is not a household of readers, and you don't really have funds to buy books unless you're finding them in secondhand shops or being given them, you might not necessarily know about writers and authors other than what you can find in the places that have books that you have access to. So yeah, it's a shame. I feel a little cheated out of having read Le Guin and Pratchett all these years, but I'm making up for lost time. I mean, I've known about these two writers for quite a long time at this point, but I just mean when I was younger, and still, I like, for me to have known about these for a good while and not have picked up and read, well, more of Pratchett or any of Le Guin is shame on me. But what I mean is most people seem to have known who these authors are from a younger age than I did. It was what I was very badly trying to get across. And then so yeah, fantasy, sci-fi, and sort of gothic horror with a Mexican gothic. I nearly bought the other book this is Silvia Moreno Garcia, Mexican Gothic. I've heard good things about this. I've had this on my wanting to read list for ages since I saw it coming out. I think it might have been Annette over at Project Refined Life. She has read the other book. I can't remember how many books this author has out. I don't know if this was her first one. And she said she really enjoyed that one over this one, even though this one was also really good. But I wanted to start with this one, and then I will get the other one as well. So I'm very excited. So yeah, my 3 favourite genres, whether it's film, TV, books, fantasy, sci-fi, horror, or gothic horror. So those are my Christmas presents. So I sent my dad and my stepmom a picture saying, thank you, I picked up some books with the vouchers you got me. On to the birthday stuff. Okay, again, I have kept the things that I'm showing you relevant to this channel. I'm not showing you everything that I got, although there are a couple of tenuous links to this channel because I was just so excited to show folks, as I think it'd be things that people enjoy. But yeah, I feel like, you know, obviously the Tarot Gulliver is you know, related to this channel. You know, we here in witchy / tarot land often tend to be bibliophiles and stationery addicts, so or stationery lovers, I should say. So I feel like this is all relevant. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a deck. This is I got one deck for my birthday, and it was from my dear friend Simon at the Hermit's Cave, who is he's very, very sweet. He heard me talking about this and ordered it. I think he checked again with my husband to make sure my husband wasn't buying it, and it is Anatomy of a Witch Oracle by Laura Tempest Zakharov. I haven't had a chance to look at the book yet. I did have a little look through the cards, but they are still all in order. I haven't sort of shuffled but oh my goodness, they're very glossy and very large. I do have Laura Tempest Zakharov's other oracle, which is the Liminal Spirits, and the books were written before. The books that she wrote preceded these decks. So the book that goes with the Liminal Spirits tarot is Weave the Liminal, and the book that goes with this is I think it's Anatomy. I think it is called Anatomy of a Witch. I can't remember, but I would very much like to get those books, and I knew about the book, or well, at least Weave the Liminal, because that's been out for a good while before obviously I'd ever heard of the decks, because those proceeded, not preceded books. But yeah, it's really, really lovely, and I do like that it's all in alphabetical order, so it makes it easier to find them in the book. I believe they were in alphabetical order. I can't remember. I only had a very, very quick, yeah, it's in alphabetical order, very literally very quick flip through, but because I was just looking through the cards before I start to read about them, just to sort of gauge my initial responses to them. But yeah, I think getting the books I will really benefit. We've the Liminal Spirits Oracle is one of the Oracle decks that I wanted to work with more in 2023. So far I haven't done that. I've been using still the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle. I have the pocket version. I've been using that and having a play with Monica Badurski's Between the Worlds Oracle. So those two have been taking up my time other than, but you know, we're still in January. I've got time. It's all good. Then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. Yes. So 3 from my mum. She got me some books and some other bits. I said pick 1 or 2 of the books, don't get all of them, but she bought all of them because it's my mum. She's just always that. So the next one to show you is Cartomancy in Folk Witchcraft, and this is by Roger J. Horn. I got for Christmas his first book in this 4-book series, which was Folk Witchcraft, which once I had gotten over realizing it wasn't what I initially thought it was going to be, I really actually enjoyed the book and do recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it to complete beginners. I do think you need some grounding and practice and understanding within witchcraft and occult practices, but I still really you know, I found it helpful, and I can't wait to dig in with that. But this is book number 2, so I'm just working my way through them, and they're not too chunky, and actually the print is quite large, so I tore through Folk Witchcraft. I was surprised I managed to finish it as quickly as I did. So I am very excited about this one. The other book that I want to get about Cartomancy is Corey Hutchison's 54 Devils, because I always hear good things about that, and I really like Corey, as you'll see shortly. The next one my mum got me was Tarot Skills for the 21st Century by Josephine McCarthy. She's currently on the recent episode of Glitch Bottle. There's a really 3-hour podcast interview. I love long form videos, I love long form podcasts, so for me it's perfect. I don't obviously listen to it all in one go, I just listen to it in bits, but I've heard good things about this, and I really enjoy listening to Josephine McCarthy speak. I think she really knows her onions when it comes to the esoteric and the occult. She's the real deal, and she's the one who created the Quarrier course and the Quarrier deck, if you're wondering if you recognize the name. And I recommend going to listen to her interview on Glitch Bottle. I'm only an hour in, but I'm enjoying it. And there's just search Josephine McCarthy in podcasts, and you'll see loads of interviews with her. And the third book my mum got me was Jack Channock's Tarot for Real Life. Jack has a YouTube channel. I'm not sure how often he posts on it, but he also has a blog, or he did have a blog. I'm pretty sure I checked it not that long ago, called Jack of Wands. I think it used to be called Jack of Wands at least. And I always really enjoyed reading his blog. I just thought he comes at things from an interesting angle, and it's been really interesting to see his point of view grow and evolve over the years. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. I really rate him, so I wanted to see what his tarot book was like. So those are the 3 books from my mum. My husband got me some bits and bobs, including a beautiful cake, a custom made birthday cake, lemon and summer berries, and it was just, it was so good. I've been having cake every day for the last few days. It's all gone now. I had the last slice yesterday. But one of the presents that he got me was Blackthorn's Botanical Magic. I've wanted this book since I heard Amy Blackthorne speaking about it in 2018 when the book was released, because she was on a bunch of podcasts. She was doing the podcast circuit. And I was like, that sounds like my bag. I want it. And then, you know, when you have 12 million books on your wish list, it might be like, well, why is it taking you to get this? Why is it taking so long to get this book? But when you have so many, it's so easy to not get a book for so long, because there are so many books, right? I would be drowning in books if I bought every book that I wanted, and I probably wouldn't have the time or the energy or the concentration to read all of them. Certainly don't have the space for all the books that I would like. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading this. She's got a few books out now. This is the only one that appeals to me, and I have heard some not great things about her protection magic book. But she makes teas and works with aroma essential oils as part of her business, or she used to at least. So I feel like at least she would know what she's talking about when it comes to this, or she seems to know what she's talking about from listening to her speak about it. And then from my aunt, she sent my birthday presents directly to me from the vendors, because she didn't trust to drop it off at my mum's, because she lives out of town. She doesn't live in London, but she visits my mum quite a bit. She didn't trust my mum to remember to give me my birthday present in time, just as she had messed up a bit with the Christmas present. So she's like, I'm sending your presents directly from the vendors. And one of them arrived a week before my birthday, which was New World Witchery by Corey Thomas Hutchison of 54 Devils, the book that I mentioned wanting, the cartomancy book. And Corey has a really great podcast that's been going, I think, from 2009 with a woman called Lane, a witch called Lane. And it's a really, oh my god, this has been out for a couple of years, and I'm so glad to get my mitts on it. I started reading it immediately, so I'm about a third of the way through. I read a little bit each morning with my breakfast, and I am loving it. I mean, it says here a trove of North American folk magic. A trove is a perfect description of this book. I will be doing a review of this book because I just want to talk about it. And it's book reviews, things that people want or enjoy. I don't know. I don't really do much booktube, and I don't know how helpful it is. And sometimes I get a bit overwhelmed because I read a book and then I feel like I need to go back and like make sure I've got loads of notes and things like that. So that's why I don't always go back and do book reviews, even though sometimes I'm like, I'll do a review of this, and then I either forget, or I sort of stress myself out over it and then I don't want to do it, or I just don't feel prepared or like very good at speaking about these things. I don't know. But yeah, I am loving this. Can't wait to finish it. Yeah, a third of the way through just by reading a little bit each morning. So yeah, that's the that's the books and the decks. I mean, gee, you know, obviously that's a bit of Christmas as well, but ow, 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 why do I always do that? The thumb, the hand, every time. My body is like, what are you doing? Why are you like this? I don't know. It's the brain, okay? The body and the brain. Obviously your brain is in your body, but you know, sometimes the brain doesn't sync up properly. Okay, I've got art supplies are the other things I'm going to show you. So my in-laws and my nibblings, they got me this Tombow watercolouring set. I deliberately haven't opened it yet because I wanted to show it all in its like packaging, and it says it's a set contains the necessary material to create watercolor paintings, includes instructions with tips and tricks for creating a floral themed painting. Set and instructions put together and designed by May and Berry, whoever May and Berry are. Thank you, May and Berry. And it's got 5 Tombow ABT dual brush pens. I was like, oh my god, have I not realized that my Tombow dual tipped pens are not watercolor pens? So I pulled out I've only got 3 left. I used to have a pack of Tombow pastel colors. Most of them have dried out. I don't know if they died. I felt like they dried out really quickly, but I don't know if it was just that the paper I was using them on was particularly juicy and absorbing too much of the ink. But I found they didn't last that long, so I've only got 3 left. But yeah, these ones are not watercolor. These ones I think specifically say watercolor on them, so they'll be water soluble, but the colors are yummy. There's these beautiful muted shades, I guess, to match, so you can do this flower here. I guess it's you follow the steps. I don't know. I'll give it a go. So it says it's 5 dual brush pens, 1 water brush with medium tip. So it's got the one where you put the water in the barrel, They're really handy. I love those for, well, I used to love those for watercolouring on the go, but I don't do that much these days. One fine liner mono drawing pen, 0.3, that'd be 0.03 millimeters, I imagine. One pencil, mono 100. I've not tried those mono 100 pencils, so that's always nice to get to try some new art supplies. One eraser, mono dust catch, so that doesn't produce any little flaky bits, which drive me bananas. And then it says one blending palette, so, and watercolouring guide. So I'm excited to give that a go and possibly add that to my list of supplies I enjoy using. The other thing that my in-laws and my nibblings got me was this herbarium specimen stamps. And the thing that I thought was so weird was that a couple of months ago I was looking at nature stamps, and I literally looked at ones just like this where you get the test tube and a little specimen bottle. Can you see? And then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different plant stamps. Isn't that cute? So you can stamp the plants inside. I mean, that just makes my little witchy heart very, very happy, and I'm very excited to use those on things. I love stamps. Does anyone else love stamps? I just love stationery and art supplies. And then the other two art supplies. So the other thing my aunt got me was these Jelly Roll Moonlight fluorescent ones. Again, I had asked for, I gave a list of things that I want, because otherwise they'd be like, I don't know what to get you, like art supplies wise. So I always give a list of things that I would like to try or that I've run out of. And yeah, I got these Jelly Roll, Sakura Jelly Rolls. I've already swatched them. The colours are scrumptious. I just love neon so much. So yeah, this is going to be great in my art journals, these neons. And I really want to get a black sketchbook because these look great on black paper. But I've only got loose sheets of black paper. I don't have a black sketchbook. I do have a craft sketchbook, but yeah, I think it will look better on black. So I got those. And then my husband, another present that he got me was these Liquitex acrylic inks. This is in the oh, what's it called? What's the name of the set? I can't find the name of the set. I thought the set had a specific name. I thought it was the Umbers or the Burnt Range or something. No, doesn't say. Because I do have a set of 6 that I got for Christmas. Not just gone, the Christmas before, that my aunt had got me, which was the muted jewel tones, which are, but they're all like blues and purples and magentas and pinks and warm greys and greens. They're all very muted jewel tones. But I didn't have any sort of browns or yellows. So this here will have, what's the colour? We've got burnt umber, raw sienna and burnt sienna. And it was Roxanne Coble of By Bun. I saw her, she got these a few years ago, and I was like, oh my god, these colours are scrumptious. So I feel like I have an almost really well-rounded selection of acrylic inks. I just want to get 2 or 3 neon colours, and then I will have acrylic inks in all of the sort of main base colours that I like to use in other mediums, just the colours that I like to work with. So that was that. And then the final 2 things I'm going to show you are like a little tangentially related, but my mother-in-law sent me what I thought this little pouch was my present, and that they should put something like a little extra something in there. But this bag contains a piece of jewellery that was so beautifully wrapped. The whole thing was a lovely experience. It was really nice. But it was a piece of jewellery made from a 1950s, I believe. I can see a little bit of the number on the back, but it's a threepence. And it is a sun symbol. Come on. There we go. It's a sun symbol, and then it has a little oak leaf, and then you just about see there's a little K that's been engraved on the back at the top where it attaches to the cord, and then you can see on the back there's the original pattern of the coin, which would have 3, it's like 3 thistles or dandelion clocks, 3 flowers. Oh, come on, camera. There we go. You can just about see the foliage. But yeah, so what a special thing. This is by, I don't think my stepmother, no, stepmother, my mother-in-law knows what the name of the shop is. A little funny. It's hairygrowler.com, which I'm sure they know what they're doing with that. And I love the logo. It's an owl, but the owl is made up of like an owl, and then there's 2 rabbits. Can you see either side? And it's on a moon. And it's got like the double-sided. It's so cool. So she's clearly typed into Google pagan jewelry or witchy jewelry, and this shop's come up because I said I'll check out their website, and she was like, oh, they have loads of cool stuff, you'll love it. She was not wrong, but oh my god, some of the stuff is very expensive. So I was like, this is really special. Oh my god. So I want tons of stuff from that shop now, most of which is not really within my budget, but I might, over the years, if they're still going, treat myself to a couple of bits or ask for a couple of bits for special occasions. And the final thing I'm going to show you, again, tangentially related, but I feel like you'll all appreciate it, and it was something that I treated myself to. My friend Tegan, I can know a couple of Tegans, my friend Tegan that lives around the corner from me, was selling a pair of her shoes that she had never worn because she bought them hoping she could squeeze her size 6 feet into them because she loved them so much, and it was the only size they had left. But alas, she couldn't. So she was selling them on our local sell or swap group, and I saw the picture, and she had posted them literally 24 hours before, and I had been busy all day and hadn't, so I very rarely go on Facebook, honestly, and it just popped up in my feed the day before my birthday, and I was like, oh, and I saw that it was my friend who lives around the corner, and she wanted a ridiculously cheap price for them, and yeah, no one else had seemed to want them. No one had claimed wanting to buy them for over a day, and I was like, this is meant to be. So I bought them with some of my Christmas money. They weren't that expensive, and it is these silver metallic with glitter. Oh, come on. Can you see these glitter stars with little pearl studs? Oh my god, and just like grey laces. But I just, you know, like, I always used to wear really bananas bananas heels especially. I had loads of bananas heels. But I haven't worn heels for a long time. I can't really wear heels anymore, not with my knees and my hips and all the pain and stuff, and that's before you even get to the pain and discomfort that heels themselves can cause. So yeah, I feel like you need a pair of at least one pair of jazzy shoes in your life, and these are my current pair of jazzy shoes. Aren't they fab? Because most of my shoes are like cool or like badass. Like, I have a lot of boots, stompy boots, and like smart looking things, and a couple of smart pairs of low heels. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've had some jazzy shoes, and I love these. These are great. I've tried them on, they fit perfectly, they're very comfortable. Got a white sole, which I'm not used to, but I think these would be, I think I might also pick up a pair of neon laces, like a neon pink or a neon coral, just to like have an option to like mix it up a bit, so you know, I can have tone on tone, or like a fun bright contrast lace. But I think these will look great with like really nice like my high-waisted tailored trousers, and a really like nice smart silky blouse, and then like these mad things, or like a cute dress with these. I can't wait to wear them. So yeah, that is my birthday haul. It is yeah, I've been very, very spoiled, and I am so grateful. I'm really, really grateful to people. I do have some other stuff actually, but my friend who had recently spent 5 weeks in Japan sent a bunch of goodies to me that she had picked up for me in Japan for my birthday, but they're not really related to the channel. Although one of the little things she got me is this little kimono key ring, which I've just got dangling on there. So that's one of the little things you got me. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go because this is like half an hour of me just going, look at my things, look at this stuff. Oh, I'm not gonna like get done by Disney. No, don't sing it. But yeah, I hope that you are well. I hope that you enjoyed this. I don't know, do you have any of these books? Have you read them? Have you any of the decks or the supplies? How do you find them? Let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Ciao.